Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this month's preview of the alternate Super Bowl. Tomorrow night, when Sunday Night Football ends, when the Packers and Steelers are done, we will go live with the alternate Super Bowl. This month for the preview, instead of showing you the computer screen while I fumble with my words, I'm going to show you the helmet. Sorry I didn't get the accurate Rams helmet from '74. But this is how the Rams made the alternate Super Bowl. On December 29th, 1974, traveling to the Metropolitan Stadium in Minnesota to take on the Minnesota Vikings. Hold on. Led by quarterback James Harrison. Or James Harris, I'm sorry, James Harrison would play several decades later. The Rams, well, under 31-degree weather in front of 48,444. On an unusually balmy day for December in Minnesota, the Rams were able to hold on to the ball for the final 5 minutes and 37 seconds of the game to preserve a 14-10 victory. After a scoreless first quarter, Los Angeles quarterback James Harris threw a 29-yard touchdown to... well, that's the NFC, yes. To Bob Klein. Vikings kicker... oh, of course, that doesn't list the kicker. Fred Cox. Thank you. Vikings kicker Fred Cox later added a 27-yard field goal to cut the lead to 7-3 at half. In the third quarter, Minnesota advanced the ball to their own 1-yard line, from their own 1-yard line to the Los Angeles 1-yard line. The big play on the drive was a 73-yard pass play to John Gilliam, who was finally pushed out of bounds at the Ram 2 by safety Dave Elmendorf. With the ball inside the 1-yard line, Vikings guard Andy Maurer was controversially called for illegal procedure. Replay showed Maurer did not move. Moved back to the 6-yard line, the Vikings were forced to pass for touchdown on third down, but the pass was deflected, and Rams linebacker Jack Youngblood intercepted the ball in the end zone for a touchback. Los Angeles then went on a 15-play drive that took almost 8 minutes off the clock to score on John Cappelletti's 4-yard touchdown run. With 7:15 left to play in the game, the Vikings then cut the deficit to 14-10 with John Gilliam's 44-yard touchdown reception. Then, after forcing the Rams to punt, Minnesota drove to the Los Angeles 45-yard line, but a third down sack forced the Vikings to punt again, and the Rams kept the ball to run out the clock. In the AFC Championship, the Raiders, sorry if I'm not holding, I'm trying to read and hold. At the Oakland Coliseum with a 4 p.m. Eastern Time kickoff, so 1 p.m. in Oakland time, in front of 53,800. After trailing 10-3 at the end of the third quarter, the Raiders scored 3 touchdowns in the final period to earn their first to earn another championship appearance in team history. The first half was controlled by both defenses. Pittsburgh got a big opportunity in the first quarter when they recovered a muffed punt by Raider kick returner Harold Hart on the Steelers' 41-yard line. But Nehemiah Wilson's deflection on a third down pass by Terry Bradshaw forced them to settle for a 40-yard field goal by Roy Gerela. Is it Gerela? Meanwhile, the Raiders managed to get close to the Pittsburgh end zone twice, but each time they had to settle for a George Blanda field goal attempts. He missed the first one from 20 yards in the third quarter, but kicked a 23-yard field goal in the second to tie the game at 3 going in halftime. Raiders linebacker Phil Villapiano blocked a Gerela field goal in the third quarter. However, the Steelers eventually took a 10-3 lead with Terry Bradshaw's 38-yard touchdown pass to Lynn Swann. But Oakland tied the game 6 seconds into the fourth quarter when Clarence Davis's 8-yard touchdown run at the end of a 61-yard drive. Then Raider linebacker Dan Connors, intercepted a pass from Bradshaw, his second interception of the day, and returned it to the Steelers' 9-yard line, setting up Stabler's 6-yard touchdown pass to Cliff Branch. Pittsburgh responded with a drive to the Raiders' 7-yard line, featuring a 45-yard reception by Frank Lewis. 45-yard reception by Frank Lewis. But on third down, a blitz by defensive back Nehemiah Wilson forced Bradshaw to throw the ball away, and the team to settle for a 24-yard Jarrella field goal. The Raiders still led 17-13. Pittsburgh managed to get the ball back for a chance to drive for a go-ahead touchdown, but George Atkinson made a clutch interception and returned the ball 37 yards to the Steeler 24. Davis then rushed on a 21-yard rushing touchdown to put the game away. Davis rushed for 111 yards and 2 scores, while Charlie Smith added 98 yards rushing and 2 receptions for 25. Swan finished the game with 9 receptions, 186 yards, and a touchdown. So alternate Super Bowl will feature the Raiders and Rams from Tulane Stadium in New Orleans. Who do you got? Who's going to win? Make your predictions now. The game will be about 11:30 p.m. Eastern Time, and replays will be available through the group.